Angela, in fact, you should step out, love. Do what you got to do.
All right. So I'll make sure that they're going. I'll stay in here for a minute and make sure everything's good.
Okay.
And then
Great.
I'm going to leave once everything's good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Just a minute, Ryan. All
Yeah,
we
I'll
need
be
is a
here for a
minute.
minute. So.
Okay. Go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem.
All right, so you got speed. So whenever you guys are comfortable with starting, go for it.
Hello and welcome to Angels and Drama for Success. I'm Alistair and I'm from Ireland, and we're going to be talking about how we can uplift humanity and give people hope. There is a lot of despair and darkness in the world today, and we're here to talk about the different issues and to help you, remind you that you have angels in your life who want to help you and want to uplift you and to bring you greater love and greater peace in your life. So we're here to share our ideas and to discuss and to help you feel a little bit better.
Hi, I'm Ruby Frazier, and I'm here just to, like it was saying, to give you hope, to have you look at your life and just be able to enjoy it and have fun doing it and talk about things that would make a difference in this world, because we're in need of different things to help us feel good and feel better about ourselves.
Yeah, well, we're a little formal and we're going to break the ice a little bit. It's nice to be back. My name is Cici Gamache. I do my show here on a weekly basis for the last 10 years. And we met through Angela, beautiful lady from England. And we decided to create this program.
Yes.
Why? Because we see the amount of despair, we see the amount of suffering, we see what's going on in the news, we see what's happening, and it's frightening for all of us to be on this earth. We don't want to panic, we're not crying, we're not, but it is very difficult and taxing for all of us as human beings to be part of reality when we are surrounded by so many problems and so many things taking place that create so much fear.
Right.
So what do? We keep living, we keep dreaming, we keep hoping. So we were bouncing ideas last week in this little room, as you guys can see. We said, you know what, if we're having this conversation, why not moving chairs? And I said, why not just forget about the fact that we have a camera there. Let's just sit down, bring the energy, and let's talk about what we want to talk about.
Brainstorm. Brainstorm it.
So we kind of brainstorm it, and it said no need for a moderator. All of us, we're going to be exchanging ideas, and you two have experience in your fields. I'm not knowledgeable like you guys are what you do, but I have an open ear. My mind is open as well, and I just want to feel better. I want to just, trying to find the way to feel better, because we are surrounded by fear. We're surrounded by everything is bad, and you turn the news and everything is bad, and then you go to, I'm not even want to mention any names, whether it's big networks or small networks. It's so much fear. What are we going to do with it? How do we're going to live our lives? Can we bring hope? Can we try to feel better? And of course, we decided to just do this on the weekly basis, right?
Right.
To come here and exchange ideas and see if we can, I don't know if I'm allowed to let my thinking process.
Let process.
Let the process speak by itself, and without being too concerned about results. Just let the process unfold naturally and organically, without any sense of like restrictions, or we're gonna go this way, we're gonna go that way. So this is an open discussion, an experiment, if you may say. And this is our first show, so it feels good. How you guys feeling?
I feel great.
Now we feel a little, okay, we're gonna get it out of our system, so now we can. I mean, we were talking last week about the school shootings taking place, what happened in Florida, and it's terrifying for students, for parents all over the country. The fact that children are not saved.
Right.
Is a big,
Deal.
big problem, because like a guy was saying in the White House, one of the parents, that nobody allows to have a bottle of water, like in the plane. When you're getting on the plane, they check that you have no bottles of water or any liquids around. But you know, we're not allowed to get a bottle of water, but somebody with a gun is allowed to go to the schools and shoot my daughter. So bottom line is, kids are not safe.
Right. Bottom line.
So what's going to happen now? I don't know if you guys had the opportunity to see the CNN debate last night, but it was all about the students and
and I admire
the pain.
I admire the students taking action, wanting to go to Washington and make a difference. And part of what they were saying with the guns and having teachers have guns, which is totally ridiculous, because children have to worry about whether the teacher's going to be upset, or if they're going to say something that's wrong to and then it's a whole lot. It was going to, for me, it would be just too much reactions, and it won't create a safe environment. And the number one thing children need right now is safety. They need to feel like they belong in education. They come to school to learn, and having a threat of the teacher having a gun who's not trained, that's not her profession or his profession. So that's definitely shouldn't be an option for teachers to carry guns or have guns in the classroom. What I do see as an option is that type of gun shouldn't be allowed in civilians' hands. In order for everyone to feel safe, any gun that can shoot more than 5, 10 people or anything at a time shouldn't be allowed to sell over the counter. I don't care if they're an adult or whoever. You shouldn't be allowed to have that type of weapon in civilians' hands. That's just my thoughts around it.
Well, I mean, I think there's like, I've been thinking about this, and there's kind of the two sides of the coin. You've got the kind of like the political solution, and then you've also got the kind of the individual who was suffering in the school who went in there and caused the atrocity. So I think on a very practical level, we need to stop supporting people, you know, who are getting money from the NRA in politics. So that needs to be, we need to vote those people out, because you know they cannot be getting money from the NRA, because they're just going to keep on getting elected and they're not going to make any difference. And there's so many other countries in the world that don't allow guns, you know, legally. You can't purchase a gun. Like this happened in Australia before, and they immediately changed the law. So I don't know why there isn't that vested interest in America to change the law to stop people from buying a gun. Like it's easier to buy a gun than it is to buy certain medicine in the pharmacy. So that's kind of a bit crazy. So I think we need to practically make that situation change, and we need to be committed to that. But I think ultimately, to move away from the fear, we need to, you know, be peaceful warriors, you know. So fighting fear with more fear is not going to change anything. So we need to be in a calm and centered space. And that's where you know, working with angels and all that, that's where they want us to create that change and create that shift, that to take inspired action rather than just kind of fear-based action, you know. And we need to recognize that people are in pain and people are suffering. And for them to come out of that pain and suffering, they need to recognize that they have a guardian angel, that they have angels who want to help them and who want to take them out of their darkness. I mean, the guy who went into the school and shot those 17 people was obviously in tremendous pain and tremendous suffering and tremendous darkness. And until we look at how we can help those people, we're going to have repeated situations, you know. So those people need to know that they have a guardian angel that loves them for who they are. You know, they're suffering, they're looking for solutions, they're craving for that love and attention, and they're drawn to these things because they're thinking that will give them that, you know, attention that they're so seeking. And, you know, he lost his mother last year, so he was obviously in a terribly dark place. And we need to look at how we can address that, you know. And I think young people need to know that they have a guardian angel, that they have this presence in their life that loves them unconditionally, just as they are, right where they are right now. So there's nothing they've ever said or done that could stop that love for them. And I think they need to hear that. They need to know that, because all the craziness is still going to go on in the political arena, and that's just going to make people even more fearful, because they're wondering, is there going to be a solution happening in the short term? But they need to be reassured at this moment that they are loved, and that they have this sense of protection, that there's a greater force there behind everything, and they're not always going to see the solutions to the problems outside of themselves if they look around, because there's a lot of craziness going on in the world, and if you look out around you, you're not going to find that sense of peace, that sense of love. So you have to, your angel will help you to go inwards and upwards. I like to say, go inwards and upwards, because that's where you're going to get that peace that you're seeking. That's where you're going to get that love, you know. And even if you have parents that love you, and you have a partner or, you know, boyfriend or girlfriend who loves you, that's a wonderful love. But the love that the Creator and the angels have for you is beyond that. It's immeasurable, you know, and it's profound. And when you find that, there's no other way you want to go, because that's just, it's priceless, you know. So I think that's what people are craving for. And if people are looking too much to the media and all of that kind of circus, for want of a better word, they're not going to find that peace that they're looking for, because that's just going to create more fear and constantly add to their problems and just make them dig that darkness, that hole of darkness deeper and deeper, you know. So it's to give them that sense of hope that there is another way, you know. And when they move into that state of connecting to their angels, they will make better choices, and they'll make, you know, they'll choose better actions. They'll be guided to take inspired action rather than fear-based action, you know, because we all need to move into a sense of state of peace, because if we want to see peace in the world, we have to have peace in our hearts, you know. We sometimes kind of get cross and angry with the world, saying, why is it so crazy, you know, but a lot of people are not at peace within themselves, you know. We think of peace as, you know, maybe in Syria or in different parts of the world where there's conflict, and we think, oh, we want to have peace, but we have to have peace in our own hearts first and foremost, for there to be peace at a greater level. So as Gandhi used to say, you need to be the change that you seek in the world. So be that love that you seek, be that peace that you seek, because you'll send that vibration out wherever you go, and you're going to have a ripple effect on the people around you, you know. And if you do your little bit for the world, and you know, the people that you meet, they'll feel uplifted by your spirit, you know. And I think we underestimate that sometimes because we don't realize that we have that power to make a difference, you know. It does obviously require practical steps, but if we move into that state of peace, we will be inspired to take the correct action, you know.
I agree.
I agree.
I agree.
It's just that it's so much, it's overwhelming, because you flip channels and you live here. You live life and you pay bills and you do what you do. And every time that you turn the TV, there's problems. And it doesn't end. Whether it's mental illness, which is a huge problem. Even I saw many years ago an interview with Barbra Streisand on CNN, and she was very emphatic about the problem that we're not going to get rid of school shootings if we don't address the mental problem, the mental illness problem. And I like the fact that you showed some sort of compassion to this young guy, the killer, who obviously everybody's defined him as a monster or as a psycho, or as a, because we tend to label everything in this country sometimes, and of course when somebody kills your daughter or your son, you're not going to be happy, and you're going to have a lot of anger, and people want to see him dead. There's a lot of people who want to see this kid, you know, capital punishment. He doesn't deserve to live. But the flip side of that is that he's in pain, in a lot of pain. And it's beyond, it was beyond his control. I mean, how can you be in such a state of pain and darkness that you feel that you have to destroy whatever is in front of you? You see, it's to me, that's the most terrifying thing, like what's going on in your mind. The anxiety, what anxiety can, anxiety is another problem.
Depression.
The depression and what brings to you and your behavior and how you deal with others, and the love and the hatred and the expectations and bullying. It's a huge problem too. So everything is kind of like related. The media, the sense of fear, the sense of like, even Trump was saying, like, even, you know, the amount of violence in movies and video games. I mean, we are completely surrounded by violence. And
yeah, desensitized. You know, kids are desensitized to the violence from the video games, so it's been a norm. It's a norm for them. You know, so we wonder why these things happen. But you know, it's a vicious cycle of the media, of the computer games from a young age. They're watching these things. So you know, we have to move away from that like fear that people are just they're making decisions out of that fear. That you know, that's what drives them and that fuels them to make these video games, because they just want to manipulate people and keep them stuck in that fear. But you know, there is another way. I think if you're looking at the TV and you're turning to those channels, you're not going to find all of the answers that you seek. You know, as I said, if you look around you, you're going to see chaos and you're going to see craziness. You're going to have to kind of go within and find that sense of peace within you. And you know, the angels want you to connect to that state of peace, and they want you to trust that that love that you're so seeking is there for you. And you have to just ask your guardian angel, show me the way, show me a better way, show me, you know, how I can feel this peace. You know, ask them for help, because they want to help you, but you have to call on them and ask them and invite them into your life to make a difference, you know. And they don't want us to be so kind of influenced by so much of what we see, because that's to keep us disempowered and to keep us in a state of weakness where we don't feel like we have the possibility to make a change. But we are all powerful, you know, human beings, you know, and we have tremendous power within us. And a lot of the time that's taken away from us by outside sources, by trying to manipulate us and make us feel like we can't make a difference in our lives, or we can't, you know, find another way. So I think, you know, that message of love that people are seeking, it needs to be repeated time and time again. And many people have come here time and time again to remind us through books, through movies, through, you know, philosophers, ascended masters, spiritual people, to remind us how much we are loved, you know. And we need to move away from that fear, because love and fear is what ultimately, you know, underpins everything in the world. And are we making decisions rooted in fear, or are we making decisions rooted in love? You know, we have to decide if something is fear-based, if it's a video game, if it's on the TV channel and we don't like it and it's creating more fear, we have to say, we have to be discerning and saying, I don't want to engage with this, so I'm going to move towards the love. I'm going to move towards people and things that raise my vibration, that lift my spirit, and that bring greater joy into my life. And we have to make a choice. We all have free choices. We have to make those choices. And I mean, I know there's a lot of people suffering out there that might think that, what can this do for me? But we have to have faith, and we have to believe that there is another way. We have to believe in the impossible, you know. We have to aim for the sky. We have to aim for peace. That has to be our ultimate goal.
But how do we educate when we are surrounded? Like, just to give you an example, the schools, they give you every single subject there is. But what about how how we learn to cope with pain? How do we deal with life and death situations? How can we achieve happiness? Where are we going when we die? What happened to our bodies, to our soul, when we transcend to the higher level of existence? Why do we suffer? Why do we keep suffering? How we can break the pain? How we can love? I mean, there's so much that we just don't know. How do we educate ourselves to have a better life? And how we can educate our children to have a better life? Because information is not a problem. Information is one click away.
Right, exactly.
We have a cell phone, and information, you can have every single answer that you're looking for on the phone.
So one of the things...
So how do we... That's my thing. How do we... It sounds so great, but how do we make a difference? How do we process it and say, okay, I'm going to find a way to have a peaceful life. We're going to find a way that we're not going to have a war, that we're not going to have a conflict, that we're not going to be scared to death going to school. I mean, it's just that it sounds so beautiful, but how do we make it work?
One thing my company, Drama for Success, is doing is we're looking at creating scripts around what's going on. So we are in the process of looking at bullying. How does bullying impact the students? Looking at the thoughts that are going on with children, their emotions, because children don't get a chance to express their emotions. They don't get a chance to talk about what they're feeling. One, the school system, like you were saying earlier, the day is filled with test taking, learning different things, and the arts have been taken out of the schools. So one of the things we're looking at is putting the arts back into the schools, because arts, drama, music, all of those things make a difference in children's lives.
It's true.
So what we do is go into the classroom, speak with the teachers, speak with children, and find out what's going on. And from there, just create things so they can start learning, so they can learn how to socialize. So their emotions are no longer a big impact. They know how to deal with their emotions, because a lot of times kids don't know how to sit next to each other. They don't know how to get along. So social media, or when they're...
But forget about kids not getting no... I mean, let's get a little crazy now. Forget about kids. In the subway, you go in the subway, people, they don't get along with one another.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has this idea that New York City is rough and tough and all that crap. People, they don't get along.
Yeah, yeah.
If people live in the primitive, if I'm allowed to say, because I come from a different country, I'm very American, but I come from a very different country. People live in a primitive state. People live with anger. Everything is a problem.
Yeah, yeah.
I constantly see women, help me Lord, not easy, being so upset with the children in the subways.
Yeah, yeah.
And even the way that they express themselves sometimes with their husbands in the subway, you kind of like, where are we heading?
Right, right. So, yeah.
How do we fix this problem? Because it's a problem.
Yeah, first we have to address it. We have to call it what it is.
So who's the problem?
We're angry. I believe a lot of things are going on, and we're just angry.
Yeah.
So first, say, okay, we're angry. Let's look at that, and then what can we do? Why are we angry? And just come up with some solutions. Sit down. Everyone come to the table and sit down and say, why am I angry? What's going on in this world that's making me angry?
So
and deal with that anger.
Our first thing would be to recognize, admit, the anger.
Admit that there's a problem.
Yeah,
there's a problem.
There's a problem.
And how do you address it?
Yeah.
What happens if you can't afford to have a therapist?
Yeah.
Or a psychologist? What do you do with the pain?
Yeah.
When you want to get it out of yourself and you can't, because they tell you, no, you can't do this, you can't do that, you can't. It's like you live with a straitjacket.
A lot of can'ts.
You can't do this, you can't do this, you can't do that. No, you don't repress. No, don't speak up your mind. No, you don't trust anybody. You see, it's like
I mean, you said there's a lot of information out there, and there is so much more information than there was before. We have access to it now, but people are much more not at peace than they have been before, because they've got so much information coming at them from all different angles, and they don't know what way to go. And that's why I know it seems like it's impossible, but you have to just come back to kind of not looking with all what's coming at you, and trusting your own self, coming back to your own self for your wisdom and guidance. That's what I had to do in my own life, that there was so much solutions coming from all different angles, from the media, from the internet, from this and that, all these gurus saying I have the answer, but ultimately I learned that I had to find the answers from within myself. And I know we've all gone through darkness in our life, and that out of that darkness we emerge into a bigger stronger person, So I do believe that is how you have to go forward. You have to trust that you are worthy, you are loved just as you are, because a lot of people's problems stem from feeling not worthy. They don't feel that they're good enough, so people can embrace that. And I think that's what the angels want to help you with, that you don't have to pay a therapist crazy money to go in, that you can begin to find these answers yourself, from within yourself. Ask your angels to connect with you, ask your angels to show you a better way. Ask your angels to help you to find that peace. Ask your angels to help you to find that love, because that's what ultimately everybody is seeking, but they're trying to go about it in a million different ways, and we're all here on the earth to learn. We're all here to grow and expand, and life is going to be challenging at times, because that's what shapes us and that's what makes us stronger, so if it was all amazingly perfect tomorrow, we wouldn't grow and expand, and it's the adversity that shapes us and that cultivates us into be more magnificent beings. We were able to love people deeper when we've gone through hardship and adversity. That's what makes us become more beautiful. And I think
so true.
The angels want to help us go back home to our heavenly home. We all have our creator, whether you want to call it God,
higher power,
source, the creator, who created the angels to help us, bring us back safely home. And we're here to grow, but we're all at different stages of our journey. So some people are in the darkness and they're in the fear, where that's what they want to create in their life. They want to create more fear. But there is also another reality, another possibility, where you're going to create your reality based in love. And you have to decide what decisions are you making. Yes, I know you can turn on the TV and see lots of challenges and lots of upsetting things, and you think it's never going to get better. But there's also positive things happening in the world as well, and I don't think there's enough focus put on the wonderful things that happen in the world, that there's a lot of good work being done by lots of people. And I think the media tries to keep us stuck in that fear by putting more fear out there constantly through the video games, through the movies, because it wants to cripple us so that we feel powerless, that we can't make a difference, you know. And so that's just the reality that we're immersed in, you know. And there's certain leaders and different people in the world who are making those decisions rooted in fear because they want power and they want control over people. But I think people are becoming stronger, they're rising up, and these, you know, our current situation is forcing people to look within and question what they stand for, and it's causing people to stand up for what they believe in. So I believe that it's going to force people to create what they want to see in the world. That I think there's going to be a positive outcome from all of this, because if it was like a status quo, people would be kind of happy going along with their own little lives. But it's forcing people to say, oh my God, what kind of world are we creating? Or what am I going to stand up for? What am I going to believe in? You know, and that's what everyone is being forced out there. You know, people are being much more vocal than they have been before. So I do see that that we are going to have peace in the future. You have to believe in that, and you have to, you know, live your life with a hope, because otherwise, what's the point? You know, you have to have that hope, and you have to live for that.
Do you fear? Where? I mean, the word fear. Where do you think? Sweet, it's beautiful to hear you guys talking, because this is what you guys know. Fear, where does it come from? Is that a state of mind? What is fear? How do we define it? How do we fight it? How do we fix it? I mean, I know that it's good to have some sort of sense of fear to protect us.
Yeah, definitely.
From evil. But what is it? Fear. How do we battle? How do we fight it?
I think there is, you know, the acronym false evidence, fear, and real. But I think we all, like you said, we all have fear, but it's learning to do what you have to do in spite of the fear, and not like letting the fear of, oh, I can't do this or I can't do that stop you. And before I was saying, I'm really proud of how the students are, the children are not so much fighting back. Fighting is probably not the right word at this point, but I like the way they're standing up for their rights, trying to make a difference. One, to go to Washington and see a difference that they can make, instead of saying, I'm going to take what America's giving me. They're looking at ways they can make a change, and they're not sitting around and waiting for people to say you can't or you can do something. They're taking it into their own hands, and they want answers. They want the gun laws changed. They don't want to wake up every day and be afraid. They don't want to have to go to bed and worry if someone's going to come to their school the next day and kill them, because that's a reality they're really dealing with. So it's okay to have some fear, but not allow the fear to stop you. That's what I think with the around fear.
Now they're training kids what to do in emergency situations. They have to, you know, the whole drill. Is that Angela? She's back with us. I said, wait a minute, what are the? It's a curtain. She's back. Like I said, the formalisms are not quite required in this time, because we feel that sometimes, like when you have cameras around you, when you have people and expectations and dreams, we get lost in translation, and we forget about freedom. Freedom of expression, freedom of just be able to express yourself without any fear, without any regret, without people telling you, oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that. Because the problem is that once you open up and you come to the world and say, okay, this woman or this man, she's a little crazy, she's a little too much, or he's a little too much. People, because people, we always pass in judgments.
Yes.
We're always making judgments. So it's the sense of fear, the sense of of freedom.
Right.
To find the balance. That's what the objective is. But what I was talking about children is that now in schools, they have to learn how to protect themselves. I mean, this is a big problem for the government. I don't know how on earth they're going to handle this problem, but when you really think about it, you have to have the budget to have schools built in a certain way now. Like the girl was saying in the debate last night when she was addressing herself, to the people. She said, I mean, how are we going to be protected? Because we certainly cannot be protected with drywall walls. You know what I'm saying? It's not enough. So it's money, it's budget. You know, it's a business. War is a business. The gun control, the guns, the laws and regulations.
Right.
The governors and senators, everybody has an agenda. That's the thing, and that was too obvious last night with I don't know if you've seen it, Marco Rubio and the student.
Right.
It was a very key moment there with the student when he said, well, tell me now that you're not going to accept any money out of these people. If you just tell me right here in front of everyone here that you're not taking a cent out of these people. And Rubio, he couldn't say anything.
Yeah.
You know, it's about money, it's about power. People, do they care really about suffering? I mean, do we really care about one another?
Yeah.
Or it's just all kind of, I don't want to use the word bullshit, but it's not, do we really care about one another?
Yeah.
Do we really care about one another, that we don't care about money? We don't care about, you know, who becomes the president, who becomes the senator? Do we care about one another?
Not enough.
I don't think so.
Not enough.
I don't think so. I think we care about fashion, and we care about diet,
You're right.
and we care about cars and credit cards, and we care about, you know, boobs and
how we
and
look.
how do we look like?
look.
I mean, come on, give me a break. I mean, are we? I mean, what's happening to us?
Yeah.
We're losing the run of ourselves. I mean, I think that we're just not, you know, when you talk about the fear there and all that, do we actually care about one another? If we cared enough, we wouldn't be allowing the NRA to be giving so much money to the politicians to be creating all of these guns and people to be buying guns just like they can, you know, buying ice cream in a shop. You know,
Yes.
so if we did care about one another, we would change the laws tomorrow. You know, so that just shows us the people who are our leaders do not care about us. So hence why we don't care about one another as much as we need to. You know.
What's going to happen to us, do you think? I mean, what do we need to go through? I mean, do we need an awakening? What's going to happen to humanity? Where are we heading? I know it's different. I'm hitting you from different angles, baby. And we're just sharing. But what the hell is going to happen? This is a circus.
Yeah. We need to come to the table.
What are we doing?
The anger, I think that a lot of people, you know, within the communities you're talking about, that a lot of what the emotions that are coming up in society are reflecting back what people are actually feeling. So a lot of people are angry. So we have all this anger and aggression that's coming up within our politicians. So they're reflecting back our own psyches, and we're kind of going, we don't want to look at it, you know. So it's helping us to clear out. It's like we're doing a house move, and if you're doing a house move, I do believe that we're moving to a better world. That if you're doing a house move, you have to declutter, and you're going to have to look at all those wardrobes where the cobwebs have developed, and there's all these, you know, rubbish that you've accumulated for years.
The attic.
And we're pulling it all out, and we're having to. It's hitting us straight in the face. We don't want to look at it because we don't like to look at our problems. We like to put our problems in the back drawer and say, oh, we don't want to look at that. So everything is coming out in the open, and I think more of that's going to continue to come out in the open in the next 20 years. So that we have to look at stuff and saying, is this the world that we've created? But that's going to help us create a better future and a different future. We have to acknowledge where we've gone wrong and see this is what's happening. We can't just kind of brush it all under the carpet and think, you know, we want peace tomorrow. We need to see that there is anger in the world, and anger is okay. We need to express our anger in a safe way, and we need to teach our kids that it's okay to be angry, but, you know, to express it in a safe way. Because when we're growing up, we're taught to like not get in touch with those emotions, and then what happens is they come out in a very chaotic way.
Yes.
Right.
We're not taught to deal with them in a kind of a coherent way.
Right.
Right.
We're taught to be ashamed of them.
Right.
You know, so I think what's happening in the world is reflecting back what a lot of people have repressed in their psyches. You know, these emotions, and we have to clean up. We have to clean that up to move to a better world. But I do have hope for humanity that this is a clear up. It's like a house move. We're going from one house to the other, and in the process we have to clear up, we have to get all our stuff together, and we have to look at what we want to keep and what we want to get rid of. What do we want to keep, what values do we want to keep, and what sort of stuff hasn't worked for us that we need to let go of, that we need to release and to heal. You
But
know,
the problem, would you say that it starts in every home? I mean, when you really think about it, we're trying to think. Well, think about it. You know, a father, a mother, children, you know, problems, divorce, drugs. you know, when they get isolated, when they feel that they feel bullied in schools, like problems come from homes, from the house, from their families. I mean, it's not even. This is an impossible problem to grasp. I honestly believe that we're crumbling because there's no values. The value, I tell you one value that is very important in this country, in my opinion, is money. Everything is about money. Every success is an obsession with success that is sickening. That is so sickening because you kind of wonder, when do you stop thinking? I'm not saying that none of us don't like to be successful. We're all human. We understand. I understand. But we're driven for money reasons. We're driven because success. We're driven because we want to be well known. We're driven because the more houses you have, the better. The better credit you have, the better. The less wrinkles in your face, the better. It's like this like we're creating this monster
money monster.
That it literally eats everything. Everything is about money.
And I think that's coming back to again about, you know, like the angels try to remind us that we are that. You are that what you were seeking. So when you're that baby, you're perfect as you are. You have everything you need. But the world tries to tell us, you know, that no, you don't have everything. You need to get out there. So that's why we have to stop looking out around us to find
so
answers. The outside is going to just drive us crazy, and that's why people end up getting depressed and end up getting suicidal, because they're looking at this world around them and they're being told, I need to do this, I need to do that, I need to be this, and that's making you very unhappy. So you have to kind of say, right,
block it out.
Block out that for a while and just find that truth within you. And that's what we have to find, our own truth, that we are worthy, that we are what we're seeking. And then you can kind of be strong in a place that you're not going to be persuaded by the media saying you need to get this skincare cream or this cosmetic surgery.
So who's the enemy? Who's the enemy?
You know,
who's the enemy?
I think the enemy is not knowing that all of this exists. Like, I like what you said, seek what's within, because we have to start teaching kids and ourselves, reminding ourselves that we are more than enough, that we don't have to look all out this way to find our happiness and our peace, and bring it back to our children. It's like, let them know that it's more than money. It's like, because they have all this wants. Kids want videos, they want this. But I think it comes a time where parents have to say, okay, I didn't have it when I was growing up, so now I want to give you everything. And instead of saying, I also want to give you the values that I had. And they're not giving them the values, they're giving them the money, the material things. And that's not satisfying children, because your heart has to be protected. And I love what your concept with the angels.
Angels.
Because they need to know that they're more than just material things. They have to know that you have to develop the heart.
Can we talk about the subject that you guys that we come up with, created to do this? Angels. I mean, please.
For success.
Can we talk about why do we decided to do this?
So
why the idea?
We want to remind people that they have a guardian angel.
And say that to the camera. I think is please.
They have a guardian angel that deeply loves them, and that we're all craving for love, and that we are that which we are seeking. You know, from when you're a little child and you're growing up, the way in which you're taught love, you know, your parents are trying to do the best they can, but we're taught that love is quite conditional, and that if you get a certain result or you become a certain thing, then you're going to feel worthy in the world, and then you're going to feel like you've earned the love. But the angels want to remind us that you don't need to earn the love from the Creator or earn the love from your guardian angel. Your guardian angel loves you no matter what, just as you are. And I think that's so important, because a lot of people are in darkness and a lot of people are suffering because they're looking for so many answers. They're ultimately looking for love, but they're looking for love in all of the wrong places, you know. And nobody or nothing in the world can give you that love that you're really craving. It's in your heart, and your angels will help you to open up your heart to feel that love from the Creator, you know, who wants to wrap you in a blanket of love and just tell you that everything is going to be okay, you know, just that reassurance that people need, you know. I know sometimes people think that, oh, that's too airy-fairy, that's, you know, I need practical solutions. But everyone is craving love, you know. They don't always realize that, but the world teaches you to go this way, to go that way, to get this house, to get this job, thinking at the other end you're going to get this, you know, crock of gold. But, you know, you have that to begin with. You have everything that you need to begin with. And if you realize that, that's going to change your whole course of life, because you're going to make better decisions. You're not going to make decisions that I have to do this because then I'll get the approval from the world. You know, I feel worthy just as I am. And that kind of, that needs to change within the psyche of everyone. I think it underpins everything, that to feel that you're worthy, because then you begin to change how you relate to people. You begin to change how you're not going to be influenced by what you see in the media. You're not going to be controlled by it. You're going to be able to be stronger in yourself, because you know that no matter what, the God, the creator, the source of everything, the universe, the angels have your back. They support you 150%.
That's what Obama said last night in the tweet about the students. That
we got your back.
We got your back.
You know, we need to be reminded of that, because sometimes, you know, when you're growing up, your parents are trying to do the best they can, and they're trying to work and make ends meet, so they mightn't teach those values to you as much as you need it, you know. And it's not to be harsh on the parents, but they're just trying to, everyone is trying to do the best they can with what they know. And the angels are trying to remind people that, you know, we know this deep down within us when we're babies, that we're kind of just sitting there in bliss, kind of absolutely happy and joyful, and then the world starts putting crap on us, thinking, you know, we need to do this, we need to do that, and our teachers start making us feel that unless we get an A or, you know, win this gold medal in the sports, that we're not good enough. So we're learned that from a very young age, and it's kind of, we need to erase all that, and we need to come back to that feeling of love.
So we basically, we have to, sure, there's like basically saying, thinking out loud, like we have to reprogram ourselves.
Reprogram is definitely, because we were born whole, perfect, and complete. There's nothing to fix, and like I said, we don't have to get all those things to add on to us. We already have it. We just have to know that we're worth it. You know, don't have to make up anything. You don't have to be anyone. Just be yourself.
If somebody's in the dark, like in a dark place, what would you say to that person to make him feel better?
Well, I would ask them to just to close their eyes and just to invite their guardian angel to connect with them. Your guardian angel is always with you, but just to visualize that golden light just in your mind's eye in front of you. That's golden light, and that's your guardian angel. And just begin to feel their presence, and just to ask that your guardian angel to wrap their arms and wings right round you tightly, to give you the most loving hug, and to make you feel that you are good enough, and that you are deeply loved now and forevermore. And just to ask your guardian angel to help you to grow that relationship with them, to connect to them daily, and to help you to find the answers that you seek, you know. And your guardian angel will help to build that relationship. It's like when we have to do exercise, you know, we don't go to the gym once or go for a walk and then expect to lose loads of weight or to be perfectly healthy. It's the same with your guardian angel and your spiritual side and connecting to the creator. You have to build it up like a discipline, like a practice, and the more and more you do it, the stronger it becomes, the stronger the connection. It just deepens and deepens. So just start slowly.
Every single day.
Every single
you know, and just
calling on your
ask
angels.
that your guardian angel to connect with you and to be present with you and to help you to feel that love. And ask your guardian angel, you know, have a conversation with them like you would have with a friend, saying, you know, I'm struggling down here, I'm in this darkness, please help me find another way, you know. You know, that's a form of prayer. You know, prayer doesn't have to be getting down on your knees and, you know, folding your hands. It's just having a conversation, you know, and an open-hearted conversation going, please help me find a better way. And your angel, as soon as you ask, your angel really wants to help you, because, you know, but you have free will when you're in this world. And a lot of people have free will because they can do whatever they want without judgment. And so your angel is ready there, waiting at your side until you invite them in. So they're waiting for you to ask. So they're not going to force themselves upon you. So if you feel like you've been abandoned and you're wondering, where are they? It's because they don't want to force themselves upon you. They want to respect your free will to choose whatever you want to choose, whether you want to believe in God or whether you want to believe in gambling or whatever you want to choose to believe in. and they respect that. They will never ever judge you, and they know that there will come a time in your life when you will be looking for that hope, when you'll be looking for that sense of love, that they're ready and waiting for you to invite them into your life. And the minute you invite them in, that relationship will grow and build and get stronger and stronger every day. The more you connect with them, and the more you trust. You have to have trust, and you have to have that blind faith that they're there with you, and to help them, ask them to help you to build that faith in them and to build that trust. And they might guide you to a certain book, or to watch a certain program, or just be open to the ideas that they will present to you. They might make you meet some person on the street who says things to you about angels, or just opens you up. So you have to be open to the doors of opportunity that can come your way, because they're always trying to communicate to you, to uplift you, to bless you with love, to bless you with that sense of peace that you're craving. And you have to have that kind of sense of peace in your heart to hear those messages, and you have to be open and saying, you might hear a song on the radio that could just uplift you, and you have to trust that, oh, that's the angels trying to uplift me and give me hope and make me happier, and the more you kind of trust that process, the more you begin to see that, you might see a feather on the ground, and that's a sign that your angels are near. They're trying to remind you that we're here, we're with you, you're not on your own, trust that we're looking after you,
It's so beautiful because you're so passionate about angels,
right?
that I said, I want to take him home. I want to have him right next to my bedstand. I want to be like, wait a minute. I said to my husband, I said, Joey, I don't know, I have a new friend here. I mean, it's just, you know what it is? That it's sickening to see the pain. It's sickening to see the lack of compassion. It's sickening to see how everything is about money and success. It's sickening to know that nobody cares about anybody. Everybody wants to get ahead. Everybody wants to have a career. Everybody wants to be successful. It's madness. We need to reconnect to ourselves. But it's not, like I said, how do we educate ourselves, and how do we bring our kids? Well, I don't have my kids. My piggy's at home. But you saw the picture the other week. So wait a minute, this girl is crazy for real. How do we reconnect to what's sacred?
I say to reconnect to what's sacred is just tell your children you love them. Tell each other you love each other. Love you. And just really mean it. Just have that compassion. Spend some time with your child. Quality time. Quality time with people who mean something to you. Just embrace them. A hug goes so far. It's like in addition to the angels, which I truly believe in. Just have that love and connections, because everyone needs love. They want to feel a sense of belonging, and they want safety, security. And once you have those three pieces, I believe that we will have a world that's better. Like, just stay connected. Let people know you love them.
And if you're not going to be in a relationship that is going to make you feel good, get out of it. I'm sorry. I'm cutting to the chase. Relationships are, we still have some time. I hope we do. We're going to keep talking until we still have some time. I'm guessing we're still recording, so they were still good. But yeah, relationships can create a lot of problems too. I mean, come on. I see it every single day. It's crazy. How you find the perfect man, the perfect woman. Does it exist? No, it doesn't exist. Are women complicated? Hell yeah.
Life is complicated sometimes.
God help me. God help me. It's another discussion. But once again, it's like animosity, hatred, lack of love, lack of compassion. How do we make a world a better place? How do we make it better? Because we're suffering. Kids are getting killed. Parents are suffering. I had one of my best friends, rest in peace, Stefano Picasso. He died many years ago. He took his life. And it was a big tragedy for all of us. And I have people that I know that they get down and they suffer from depression, and it's like my objective is to see my loved ones feeling good. I can't be happy if I know that my sister, my brother, I have a sister and a brother, they're not good. I don't care about any sort of success. If I don't have my family healthy, you know what I'm saying? It's not, peace of mind is essential, but how do we make it better? How do we reconnect? How do we learn to adapt? How do we learn to love, to be kind and compassionate? Religion, obviously, is not the answer.
Yeah, I mean, I think faith is so important too.
It's very important.
You have to have faith in what you believe in, like you were saying earlier, whether it's God, Gandhi, whoever your higher power is, angels. Yes. You have to have something bigger than yourself to believe in. Do you're going to have chaos and anarchy, and so you need a higher power to believe in. You know, that's why I believe faith. Increase your faith.
On a daily basis. And the angels, I got to call my angels. I'm not going to call them when I need money. I'm not going to do that because I don't want to sound cheap. But you call them up, right, every day in the morning hours, at night, any day, any time?
And ask the angels to put you in like a bubble of light, a bubble of white light or golden light, whichever you feel like, to help you to come out of that darkness. Because when you're in that darkness, you know, it's very hard to see another way. So you have to just, you know, if you're bathed in this healing light, it can help you to see a brighter way, a brighter future. Because I know when people are in that darkness, it's very hard for them to connect to a higher sense of self, that there is a better way, you know. And that's why you have to turn away from aspects of fear of the world, because that's just going to drag you down. And you have to ask the angels to kind of clear that fear energy around you, because they don't want you to stay in that fear. They know that you're not going to go to a higher state of consciousness, and that's what this is all about, moving to a higher state of consciousness to help you to heal yourself. Because when you're stuck in that fear energy, that's just going to be like a vicious cycle. You're just going to keep attracting more of those fear situations and circumstances, and you have to just change how you look at it, because that lens that you look at the world is based on how you see yourself and how you see the world. You know, are you looking at the world through a lens of fear or through a lens of love? And you have to make that choice. You have free choice, you have free will, what you're going to focus on. And what you focus on grows, you know.
Law of attraction.
All of that suffering that people are going through is, you know, it's not to say that it's not there, but are people focusing a lot on the fear, on the you know, the violence and all of that negative energy, and they have to find, you know, an alternative way of looking at things and looking for the positive things. You know, why don't we have, you know, all of the positive stories that are happening in the world? Why isn't that on the media?
So true.
Doesn't make the news.
I don't know if you heard of Louise Hay, who set up Hay House Publishing. You know, she set up publishing when she was in her 50s, and she said she tried to set up a good news story, you know, company, you know, just promoting positive news, but it didn't sell because people didn't want to hear it. So people wonder why there's such bad things going on in the world, because fear kind of sells and people are attracted to that fear. But you have to start looking for another way if you want to change your life. You have to start looking for that love. And where are you going to find that? You know, start looking for the people and the places where you're going to find that. You know, and your angels can help you find that. And the more people that are moving to that love energy, the more we can shift the consciousness of the world. You know, because all of that fear, the movies, the media, the violent computer games, that keeps everyone stuck in a fear-based vibration. We need to change, or it's all about our consciousness. What are we thinking, or what are we creating? Because our thoughts are powerful. And when we're thinking thoughts based on fear, we're sending that energy out around us, and we're creating stress, we're creating more fear, and that's what the media and all of that thing wants to do, wants to disempower us. So it wants us to stay stuck in fear, because then we can't make a change. We can't make the world a better place, because we're so disempowered that we don't have the energy or the motivation or the drive to believe that we have a chance to make a difference. But we need to claim back our power, and that's what the angels want us to do, to remind us how powerful we are and to claim back our true divine power, because we are created in the image and likeness of God. All of us, we are divinely perfect and we are divinely powerful. And we have to start recognizing that there's a lot of people in society that don't want us to recognize that power. So they want to keep us stuck in fear. So we have to move away from that which is fear-based. We have to look for where the love is and trust in our own divinity. You know, I think that's ultimately what we need to do to find a better way.
And keep loving and keep giving love. This is, I think it's a good idea to come here and just, I hear you guys. I'm just, don't mind my coughing. I'm dealing with a lot of asthma right now, so I can barely breathe. It's a miracle that I'm here today, because look at me. I'm in bad shape. But it's a commitment. We made a commitment that we're going to be here. This is needed. We need love.
Yes.
We need compassion. We need understanding.
Kindness.
We need peace. We need communication. We need to be there for one another. I don't trust people easily because the problem is that I trusted so much in my past, and God, I've been betrayed many times over. We're not making it personal, but just coming from my point of view, I'm a giver. I'm not a taker.
Right.
And when you give, people take. And when you take, you just give it. But you learn too. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
but
exactly.
it's essential to give. It's essential to bring some light to this world and make sure that people out there, whoever's watching the show, oh, this is two people there and that crazy woman with the scarf. Yeah. I remember about the angels. It's very important for people to connect to what's good, what's sacred, what's beautiful, what's truthful. In the inside is too much chaos.
Yeah. I agree.
Outside, right?
Yes. Yes.
Reconnect, stay home, watch cartoons.
The good
Right?
ones.
Forget about Trump. Put him on hold. Send him to jail. Send him to Moscow. Let him be with Putin for a while. Let him see those two can spend a honeymoon together. I don't care. The world has to be a better place. We can't suffer so much.
Right.
It's not acceptable what's going on in Florida. It's not acceptable what's going on. But let me tell you, the atrocities taking place for the sake of violence and drugs and war and power. There's a lot of stuff that it shouldn't happen, but it's happening because, unfortunately, money rules the world. Guns, drugs, they finance entire political campaigns. And you see it last night with Rubio on stage. You see it in Latin America, the drug cartels bringing money to the governments. And it's nasty out there.
Yeah.
It's so nasty, the level of corruption. People that don't care about themselves, they don't care about their people, they want to make more money, they want to just greed, power, money. And it's sickening, and we have to stop, and we have to develop the sense of awareness.
Yes. Total sense.
And what matters? What matters is love and God.
And belonging.
And belonging and safety. And don't ever listen to Britney Spears or all these great entertainers, Ice Pack or Ice Cube, whatever his name is. And now the Black Panther, help me Lord. We're always creating different heroes because I guess we need
It's a time of
the time to heal, the time to, it's all great, but please just accept the way you are. Embrace yourself.
Embrace yourself.
You're beautiful. Look at yourself in the mirror and give yourself a kiss.
Tell
Right?
yourself, I love you.
I love you. And if you don't know how to love yourself, learn how
Yeah.
to love yourself. Little by little. You don't need to be in a relationship to be happy.
Yeah. Love yourself first.
Love yourself first. Don't think for a moment that you need to have somebody in your life to be happy. No, happiness is in you. And if you're going to have somebody who's going to wreck your life, you better be by yourself. Am I right?
And you are what you're seeking. Everything that you're looking for in the world, you already have
It's
that
a
within
reflection.
you.
It's in
within
you.
You know.
You're the gift.
Yeah.
You're the gift. You're the light. Right? Like you said, we have the light inside of us, the light that we carry. We're just going to reconnect to the above.
Let it shine.
I think we have to let it
I
shine.
want to remind everyone about we have a Facebook page as well. It's called Angels and Drama for Success. So if you log on to Facebook, you'll find our page, Angels and Drama for Success. And you can join us there. We'll be posting these videos if you want to share them with other people and to spread that positive message of love, light, and peace and hope for humanity and all.
Yes, and this is our first show. It's no fancy backgrounds. This is a very simple room, small room, beautiful. We have a camera, the three of us, a microphone, and we make it happen. Now, are we graduating to better things? Probably. But this is the first step.
Yeah.
And the sense of awareness is what it's mindful. Please be happy. Don't let anybody terrify you.
Yes. No
My
fear.
acting coach used to say, Elizabeth Kemp, rest in peace. She's gone. She said something that it was very beautiful. She had a lot of wisdom, but she always said, don't ever let anybody terrify you. Just be mindful who you have around you And whoever wants to bring you in pain and wants to make you feel bad, just walk away. Just be happy, present, and graceful.
Graceful, peaceful.
Peaceful. And I think we call it a wrap.
Great.
I didn't moderate, right? You don't. You saw me moderating? No.
No.
No, we all of us in this together.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to stop it. And please keep watching, supporting the page, and throwing ideas. This man is unbelievable. She's amazing. They have all this knowledge that is so needed. So please bring it on.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for watching. Mwah.
God bless.
See you next time.
Mwah. My mic.
Your mic.
That's okay.